It is Fossil coming at you with all the excitement. We are on our 10th episode, Spawn. This is number 10.
This is number 10.
10. Numerology 10. 10, 10.
Oh
10,
my God.
10.
I swear to God, Fossil's energy whenever we start, like, I'm just chillaxing, right? I either just woke up or, like, what have you. You know, it's, like, late at night. Like, I'm, like, tired. And then she's like, oh! Like, every single time.
Episode 10.
I never know how to start these things. You're just like, bow, wow, wow.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow. Chicka, chicka, wow, wow. Bow,
I didn't want to go there
chicka,
because it
wow,
sounded sexual, so I tried to change it. But
10.
apparently, okay.
Everybody wants a 10. You want to be a 10, have a 10. It's a 10.
All right, it's a 10.
Anyway, welcome to our nonsense. The nonsense that is episode 10.
Episode 10.
You can also check out the YouTube channel. Don't Poo Poo My Woo Woo. I'm starting to do numerology videos. So if you want to understand the importance of the one, you can check out Don't Poo Poo My Woo Woo on YouTube. And I'll explain the numerology.
So, I've been seeing a lot of people, this is like a common thing that people always bring up, but that idea that like Hollywood has changed someone famous.
Oh,
You
okay,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, this might be an unpopular opinion, but that phrase really irritates me in a way because people naturally change, obviously, but something about like the Hollywood has changed you. I don't know about you guys. If I was given a bunch of attention by millions of people and had a shit ton of money that I wasn't used to, you bet your fucking bippy I'm gonna be a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I just think that like shock that comes with it, where like, oh, they're like so different. Like, kind of, yeah, no shit.
They have to be.
I mean?
And here's why. Now, anybody who uses that phrase, Hollywood has changed them,
Yeah.
is the immature side of that equation.
Oh, you're gonna get people mad.
Get mad. I'm addressing you. Deal with yourself. Confront yourself. And here's why. When you who I'm talking to, you and me, okay, as things happen, the rules change.
Yeah.
When you become famous, you have people who could be out to hurt you, out to judge you, out to destroy you, out to do something. You're going to need to behave differently. I've watched this with my family. Or let's not even go with my family, but I can. When someone gains a lot of money, the people who don't have it want to hate you automatically. Okay? They don't say they worked really hard for what they have. They don't go there because that puts the responsibility on themselves to say, I'm not doing what they've done. I've not given up what they've given up to have what they have. Even if you've fallen into it with a lottery ticket. Your family comes out of the woodwork. Well, you got it for free. Give me some. Why do I need to? What is it? What is the purpose? If you're a drug addict and I'm going to give you money just because I have all this money, you want money and to use it for drugs or alcohol or whatever you're going to use it on, I don't owe you that. And this goes back to almost not owing people things, right? It changes. So now you've got people who are mad because you're at a different point in your life. You're at a different phase. So if you're going to hate on someone or be mad at someone, Hollywood's changed them. You had to change for the situation, for your own safety, for your own mental health. For your own mental health, you have to change.
Exactly. I've just been hearing this over and over and over again, and it's like, I get that it's disappointing. It's clearly disappointing, because it's like, you're a fan of someone.
Disappointing how, though?
But in this way, where it's like, a lot of people, when they move to Hollywood for, like, content creation, you start to see that it becomes like cookie cutter a little bit, because they're all doing a lot of the same things. It's like what's successful or what's trendy or whatever, right? And then so it's like a lot of the personality that person brought that got them so popular is kind of just like saturated in this like thing of just like commonality between everyone. You know what I mean?
it's like your friends, you will be what your friends are and who you hang out
Yeah,
with. And if you're
exactly.
hanging out with a bunch of people who smoke marijuana, you're going to end up probably, not necessarily, but you will probably end up caving into that, and now you're in that.
I don't think that's true, but
It doesn't have to be true. But
I feel like I'm a prime example of how it's not true.
every single person on this planet is a prime example of this example.
But also, we don't, like, you can smoke weed, bro. Like, that's fine.
That's not even the point.
Okay,
The point
I
is,
was like, we've talked about weed twice, and it makes it sound like we're, like, haters.
No. Let's be clear. Our lives are going to change. And if you're not changing, you're stagnant and dying. And if you're unhappy, it's because you haven't confronted the issue that allows you to grow. And until you confront yourself full force, you're not going to grow. All you're doing is comparing yourself to other people and hating them for doing what you wanted to do.
Well, but here's the thing. Sometimes, most of the time, we're just going to say most. Take it or leave it. But when the celebrities quote unquote change, like, it's not really for the better.
For who's better?
But that's the thing. Okay, so, like, you have an audience, right?
Yeah.
And you start to, like, build that audience, whatever, and then you start to see them get more and more popular, they get more and more money, they start dressing better, they start looking different, like, whatever, right? And then their personality ultimately, like, shifts a little bit. They're still always the same person they were, but, like, they're acting different, and sometimes they're meaner, like, whatever.
And do you know why? Think about that. If somebody attacks you or starts treating you like crap because you have to make an airplane and you can't stop to give an autograph, and now all of a sudden you're the bad guy and you're a dick and you're an asshole, you are just the rudest person on the planet because you didn't stop and talk to them for 15 minutes when you have to catch a plane.
Yeah.
And now you're the bad guy? Let's think about that.
Again,
let's think about that.
I get that they're privileged, right? Obviously.
They work to get there.
Well, not always. Sometimes it's like, okay, you really got famous off of that. But
they did what they did.
They did what they did, and it worked. Okay, and we're
and
not
now
gonna make fun of him for it, but whatever.
They have different responsibilities.
That phrase has always really bothered me.
And it should.
Oh, Hollywood changed them. Like, no fucking shit.
But that's why it bothers you, because you see yourself changing and growing and morphing, and there's going to be, we just had a whole other podcast about you don't have time for everything anymore, and someone's going to get mad and say, you don't have time for me. You're right, I don't. And it's sad, but it's the truth, because you have to make choices to get where you're going.
And then, of course, it's your prerogative if you want to stop supporting them. If you're like, they no longer interest me anymore, and I don't get enjoyment out of their content anymore. Like, that's completely fair, and just stop doing it. You know what I mean? Just stop watching it. But oh my God, just
here's my thing.
They change. Yeah.
I will say, if the universe and God, whoever you want to believe in, the powers that be, or even my higher self, gives me the ability to make that kind of money that people say I've changed. Well, you know what? If you're still my friend and you've hung with me and let me grow the way I need to grow, I'm going to buy you a trip to come visit me so we can party later for that success. I will share that success. I have proven that in the past, and I will do it moving forward. You will share with me in my success. But if you're that friend that's going to say, you don't have time for me anymore, I'm sorry, you're right, I don't.
I do want to know, there's so many things about this. Like, there's a lot of YouTubers specifically who I hear say, like, oh, if I get famous, like, you'll never see me change into that type of person. And it's like, I'm going to stop you right there, because you have no idea.
That's right.
You have no idea. You're lying to people if you're saying that. Right. I will never be that type of person. Really? Really? You're never... Because, I don't know, some people are really influential. Like, you might be swayed to be like that, you know? But also just the fact where it's like, oh, they no longer talk to, like, their hometown friends. It's like... Okay, well, do you talk to the people that you used to hang out in high school when you went to college? It's the same thing, just different scale, you know, and not all these eyes are on you. Like, I don't know, like, obviously I still talk to my high school friends. There's a lot of people I don't fucking talk to anymore that I was, like, close with. And you know why? Because it's just no longer convenient. It no longer works. We're different people.
Right.
It's the same thing.
There's no guilt in that.
I know, but it's just like I get so irritated.
You get irritated because you feel pressured as if you owe somebody something. We've had this discussion.
Yeah, I guess.
That's it.
Right.
All it is that
I'm not fucking famous, though. I have nothing to worry about.
You don't have to be famous to feel residual guilt for having to let somebody go because it's just not working anymore.
I guess that's what it is on like a way, way, way smaller scale. Like you're starting to succeed and you feel bad like leaving the people behind. But then it's like
the people who are worth
what
it
happens.
Want to see you grow. The people who are worth it are happy for you when you succeed.
Yeah.
And that's the people you'll share your success with.
Oh, this sounds so like me.
Sorry, that's me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the way I'm approaching it. I'm like, meh.
You're still struggling with allowing people to have emotional control over you.
Yeah.
Even if you don't show it outwardly, that Cancerian energy is, I don't care on the outside, and inside you're going, ah! Yeah. That's what you do. I see it all the time.
Yeah. I just, like...
Cool as a cucumber on the outside.
You have millions and millions of people judging your every move.
Wanting a piece of you.
And you think they're going to be completely the same as when they had 20 people watching them?
Yeah. You do your best.
Huh?
You do your
Y'all
best.
get frustrated when one person makes a comment about your fucking shoes at school. And you're going to sit here and tell me that didn't change your perception a little bit? And now you have that, but in this huge ass, like... fucking, exponential level of, I don't know. It's just,
I think the good way to round that idea up is you're going to change, whether you go from 2 friends to working with 100 people. Mm-hmm. You have to organize, you have to put people in boxes, you have to, disconnect sometimes. And you're talking about celebrity level, which is the millions of people. But if you bring it down to your everyday, you still need to do that. You have to.
And again, like, it's probably hypocritical because I've looked at people and been like, oh, they're different now. Like, I don't really fuck with them anymore.
It sounds hypocritical, which it might be if you're on the negative side, it's hypocritical. But on the positive side is you're acknowledging that there's been change and that it has to change.
I guess my problem with it is not like they're different now, like that's the way it is and I'm disappointed that, I can no longer be a part of it. And like not, and then pretending like you're surprised by it. I think that's what it is, like the shock and like, it happens within everyone. Mm-hmm. Why are you shocked? It's disappointing, sure. You know what I mean? But it's like, she said she'd never... Really? She said she'd never... Think about it. Use your fucking critical thinking skills.
Why did you believe the word never?
Right, exactly. And my mom would never buy an apple, but here we are.
That's exactly right. I cannot tell you how many times I've said the word never and learned that I've lied to myself. I was in denial. Absolutely. I had a friend that said that I am a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites.
We're all hypocrites.
It's about, did I learn? Difference between me and the person who said it, I seem to be learning lessons. I don't know.
Oh my
I'm
God,
saying
who's
it.
the person? Who's this tea? Oh, Mom just spilled some family tea.
It's not fair. You know what?
Some friends and family tea.
But the thing is when somebody says something negative to me, I'm going to be hurt and pissed off, but I think about their words and I go, were they right? And yeah, on that level, if it was true, it was right. Am I being a hypocrite? Yeah. Because what do? We're like, I can see your flaws so easy, but I do the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I had to acknowledge that.
Just like thinking about it, like I had 2 people say I was like unattractive and I was like, that shattered my world, right? It's like, imagine like 20 million people saying
But that's
shit about
very
you.
different from being a hypocrite.
No, I'm still talking about like it changed you.
Of course it changed
That's
you.
what I'm
because
saying.
You have to,
what?
but you have to acknowledge it and say, why did it hurt you? What does it matter what they thought
Going
of you?
back to episode 1.
Going back to episode 1. Yeah, we're gonna stop that right there. We're not reliving an entire episode.
Your feelings are valid.
Your feelings are valid. They're not real. It all just does tie back together. We're all learning. We're all growing. Can we all just be flawed? Thank you. Flawed and clawed, baby.
You can make fun of people for it, and I will continue to do so in my group chat with my friends. No one's safe, ladies. No one's safe. Anyways.
But there's teasing with love, and there's just being mean.
No, it's usually just me being mean.
Oh, Emily. It's a good thing I'm not on your group chat. You're probably bitching about me.
Mom, they love you. If
It doesn't
anything,
matter.
I hype you the fuck
Oh,
up.
God.
All my friends are obsessed with my mother.
No, they're not.
Yes, they fucking
No,
are.
they're not.
Don't you even sit here. I will be on my phone and I'll just like open up a Snapchat and it's like, oh my God, we love Angie. You hear it all the time.
But I always think that's because they think I'm a stupid old lady and I make them laugh.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
but-
I know my role.
No, but it's
I
more,
know my place in the young
it's
world.
more like you're this mom who is so loving.
Is
and,
a
like,
dumbass.
caring. No, you're a good support system
Yeah, right.
that a lot of people
I
don't
hope so.
have.
I really do. I hope so.
I might not have two parents, but my one parent really makes up for it.
I'm opinionated for two. No, I will always be learning. I'm still in my mental health practitioner course. I'm not quite certificated. I love that word, certificated. It's not really the way to say it. Is
Right.
It?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm getting there. I'm working on it.
Yeah, can you work on me next?
I'm working on you every day, baby. Every day with love in my heart.
In my heart.
They say, God, give me patience, because if you give me strength, someone's going to get hurt.
Not me. Y'all stay safe, though.
No hitting. That was probably back to episode 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yes. Exactly. Seeing a pattern.
Yeah, we're seeing a pattern. When you start to repeat, it's probably time to end the podcast.
So, again, this might be hypocritical of what we just talked about, but again, something I guess that just like really highlighted just life in general, I guess, for me. There's this kid on my Snapchat, and I don't know if this is a relatable experience, but where you just have like these random ass people from like years ago that like you don't talk to anymore. But like I keep people on my social media. If you don't unfollow me, chances are I'm not gonna unfollow you. Okay? And again, let's talk about this for a minute. A little side tangent. I was talking about this with one of my friends the other day. People who are like, oh, why do you care who like unfollows you? I'm sorry, because I am not no fan. Okay? If you unfollow me, I'm gonna unfollow you back. Okay? And again, like, no hard feelings, whatever. But, really? Why would I stay followed to you? And they're like, why do you pay attention to it? Because I don't want to see your shit, Kimberly, but I was just following you to be fucking nice because we went to fucking math class together, okay? But then you decide you no longer want to see my shit, so I no longer want to see yours.
Yeah, I still don't understand the whole social media, what's the word I'm looking for? Etiquette?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to see who's following me. I don't look at any of that.
But there's that's
I couldn't
different.
tell you how many followers. I could have 3 followers. I have no clue.
But here's the thing. I don't really post, okay? I do not post on Instagram.
Yeah.
So when someone unfollows me, that means that they went out of their way to find my profile and or they were going through their following and they were like cleaning it out, right?
Right.
So it's like they had to look at my name
Yeah.
and decide, I no longer want to keep up with her. Again, fair.
Well, why is that not okay with you though?
No, it is okay. Like, whatever. Like, obviously that's
So,
the
but
circle
you're
of
saying
life.
you feel guilty
No,
for
no.
unfollowing them.
No, I'm saying people are like, why do you take notice? Like, people who are like, oh, you notice, and like, obviously you're talking about it, and then like, you went out of your way to unfollow them back, right? It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna unfollow them back. Why would I follow them if they don't want to follow me? Like, we're cutting ties.
I understand both arguments.
We're cutting ties.
I understand that your brain works in the way, and your personality is thus that you are always fighting for equal friendship status. So
Yeah,
or
I'm not
connection.
gonna give you anything if you're not giving me anything.
And the person who is asking, like me, I don't understand because I don't do that, doesn't mean you don't have a right to how you're reacting. I am more of the other person who is asking you, why do you do that? Because I don't know. I probably wouldn't notice. Even if I knew, I probably wouldn't look.
Well, okay, for example, there were like a few girls from my high school who like unfollowed me or whatever, right? And I was like, okay, fucking finally, right? Like, let's clean this shit out. But then I went on and they were still following everyone in my friend group that, like, because we weren't, like, the people who unfollowed me, obviously I wasn't, like, close with in high school. But they were still following everyone in my friend group who also wasn't close to them. And they were following my boyfriend. And I was like, you're going to follow everyone but me?
They're coming
Fuck
for
you, bro.
They're coming for your boy.
I know, they're going to
coming
snatch
for
him
your
up.
boy.
They're like, snatchies, bitch. I mean, they can try. It's like...
That beautiful soul is so in love with you. We love TT.
Yeah, my boyfriend do be in love with me.
He's a sweetheart.
That's a flex.
I want to find a 50-year-old version of him. Can I say that?
I wanted to find a 50-year-old virgin.
Yeah, virgin. That'd be something.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. No, I do not. But yeah, he's a sweetheart.
But just again with the, like, girl.
Yeah.
Of course I don't.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
Understand both sides.
Of course I'm gonna keep track.
Of course. See, it's not of course to some of us.
I know, but the people who are like, wow, like, that's so, like, okay, the reason I bring this up is because on TikTok, it's that judgmental thing where it's like, you feel like you're being judged.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh my God, if you keep track of, like, who's following you, like, blah, blah, blah. And again, I don't, like, fucking take time out of my day to do this, but I'm saying if I notice that someone unfollowed me or, like, stopped liking my photos or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I never post, so it's, like, very rare. So it's very seldom that this happens. But if I do notice that fucking, you know, Sally from AP English class in fucking junior year of high school unfollowed me, I'm like, okay, finally, I don't have to fucking see your swim meets anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, now we're gonna unfollow each other. I don't really understand why it's weird that I noticed that.
It's not weird, and anybody who's going to tell you is weird is just being judgmental also.
Yeah.
It's okay either way.
Or, like, I used to have
just
one of those...
don't let it ruin your day.
Well, okay, so a lot of people make fun of, like, the follower apps, and, like, I used to have that, like, freshman, sophomore year of, like, high school, or not high school, of college, where it's like, okay, who's unfollowing me? Okay, like, all these people from that past, like, unfollowed me, whatever, right? And then people are like, oh my God, that's so weird, like, if you have a follower app, like, why? Why would I follow 500 people who no longer follow me?
Yeah.
You don't fucking post anything interesting to me. I was following you because I thought we still had a connection, where it's like, I see you in public, I'm going to say hi, sort of thing.
Yeah.
If you break that tie, now I'm no longer obligated to do that.
I just realized, because I'm unaware of social media skills, okay, and you are, to me, this is your way of keeping the people who are closer to you. This is just an organizing.
I think
so. It's not weird at all. It's not weird at all. Knowing you and how you're wired, this is just your way of evaluating who you are going to give your time to.
It's just one of those things where it's like on your birthday, right? Mm-hmm. Who says happy birthday to you?
I don't know.
And it's like, for me, that's an indicator. Again, like, no judgment if you don't. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like, birthdays are fucking stupid anyway. But it's like, okay, who took the time?
That should be a pod.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
We should talk about that.
I fucking hate birthdays.
Okay.
I do. Mostly mine. I don't hate other people's birthdays.
Put a pin in that. We need to talk about. There are some people who go off the
I don't hate other people's birthdays. I don't like my own birthday. But
we need to talk about that later.
What was I saying?
On your birthday.
So when people say happy birthday to you, and it's like, okay, well, those are the people who took the time to notice, or even if they just saw it on Facebook, it doesn't matter. But it's like, they took the time to notice, to be like, oh, happy birthday, I hope you have a good day. And it's like, those people clearly still think positively of me, or, you know, at least care about me. Even in, like, the minuscule amount it is, it doesn't matter.
It's just an acknowledgement.
It's an acknowledgement, exactly. It's like, you're still a person, you're still here, like, we still are connected in some way, shape, or form. But it's like, why would I want to be connected to someone who is no longer connected to me?
See, this is where I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna sound like the real old lady here.
You're probably not.
Back in my day, and in the South, this changed completely up here in the Northeast.
Okay.
Down in the South, when you saw somebody drive by your house and you were on your porch or you're getting your mail, you wave to them.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? How are you doing? Mm-hmm. Here, nope. Nope, do not. You don't say hi when you walk in a room. We would walk into a store, ding, ding, the bell goes off in the door and you say, hey, how are you? Salespeople do it, but the clients would do it before. It was an open.
Yeah.
There is a loveliness about the South in that respect, where people acknowledged each. And I don't know. It's been a hot minute since I've been down there, but there's an
No, I
acknowledgement
bet
to
they
each
still
other
do
out of,
that.
hey, how you doing? You don't know them from Adam, but yet you say hello.
Mm-hmm.
Social media, to me, that, hey, I noticed it's your birthday. I don't really know you, but hey, how it to me, that's that outside hey wave. Or when you drive by somebody and you catch their eye, you wave to them. They don't do that up here. Social media seems to be the South in that respect.
So on Instagram, when I see someone post a funny story, it's always like that kind of like toss up where am I like shit, am I close enough with them to be like, haha, this was so funny, right? Because sometimes I'll like, you know, swipe up and be like, oh my god, this was so funny, and then it's like awkward because it's like we're not close and like they just like leave me on red or don't even acknowledge it. I'm like, okay, fuck you, bro. Like, let's
Is there
be
really
rude.
any different than sitting in a business meeting or sitting in a you know a Monday morning meeting or whatever you have at work and not sort of knowing everybody and then cracking a joke and only maybe one or two people getting it? It's the same thing.
No, I guess it is, but I guess with the difference between Instagram is it's like it's there and you can answer at any time. But I'm saying if like 2 months go by and you don't even acknowledge it, like whatever, even like it, you can just heart it. You know what I mean? You don't even have to say anything. Again,
Well, sometimes it gets buried under, and I don't see posts.
girl,
from
these people are not that popular. I'm telling you. These people are not that popular.
But you might follow a lot of people and not have a lot of followers. You might follow a lot of people, and that post gets buried underneath the stuff, and you just never see it. I'm sure that happens to me.
I'm talking about when someone posts a story, an Instagram story.
Which is the thing that only lasts for a few minutes or something?
No, it lasts for a day.
Okay.
And you swipe up and you're like, haha, this was so funny, or like whatever, like you look really cute in this, whatever it is, right? And then it goes into their DMs, okay? So it saves in their DMs. And I'm not talking about famous people. I'm talking about like people with like 250 followers, okay? Like people they only know in real life, okay? And I'm like, exactly. And I'm like, you look really cute. And then they open it and they don't respond. And it's like, it's fine, like, but I'm gonna resent you for it. I'm gonna be like, okay, bitch. Like, you know what I mean?
Personally, no offense, I think that goes back into understanding social media etiquette. You know, maybe you're saying that about
they
all
understand social media
because
etiquette.
you're gonna need to
if you
teach me.
are above the age of 15 okay, no. Rephrase that.
Yeah.
If you are above the age...
No.
If you're above the age of 13 and under the age of 32...
There you go.
You understand social media etiquette.
Okay.
And there are people who are in the higher or lower ranges, but I'm saying, for the most part, if you're 13 to 32, you probably understand it to at least some extent. Okay? And again, this is just an insecurity of mine. Like, I'm quite aware of that. Like... you say something, because it's like, I went out of my way to be like, this was really funny, like, more of this, or like, you look so good, like, trying to hype you up,
right.
And then you're just like...
She just made a hand gesture.
Like, you just look at
a dismissive hand gesture.
Like, imagine if I was like, I love your like, we're at the supermarket, right? And I'm like, I love your shoes, and you just, like, fucking blank stare at me. That's literally what it is! Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, if I was like, oh my god, like, I love your purse, and you're just like... What is that?
Okay.
Again,
right.
You don't owe me anything. I'm just gonna judge you for it.
But I want to go back to this because didn't somebody I don't know, you've had comments made to you that I post things weird on Instagram. Now, guys, listen, I am very open. So if I do something weird, please do not be afraid to tell me.
People make fun of my Instagram all the time.
You'll know when I do it myself because you're like, what is this? I was actually private messaging.
No, oh my god, this is so
There's a
funny.
celebrity I follow, Tom Hopper. I'm gonna say it because he's very open. Tom Hopper, who's done so many things. Right now, he's Umbrella Academy. He's in Umbrella Academy, and he and his wife, they post a lot of things on Instagram because they have a son who has autism, and they're very open, and I love it. So I follow Laura Hopper, his wife.
Yeah.
And she's beautiful and amazing. Anyway, I thought I was just like liking or saying, hey, in the open aspect for everyone. I was not being creepy. And Emily goes, why are you private messaging Laura Hopper? I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I was so embarrassed.
Dead ass private messaging. I was like, she definitely sees your name pop up and I was like, oh,
you know
God.
what? I was crushed when I realized I was doing that. I was crushed.
So
I felt
funny.
like such an asshole.
You slid. But the thing is like
I had no idea, guys. Honest to God, full open.
First of all, I don't
disclosure.
think she read them. Like I didn't.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I didn't realize I was annoying her. It's like somebody standing in your front door and just opening it at any minute, right? And going, "Hey, great job!" I was like, "I'm so sorry." I had no idea.
But the only reason that was funny was because you don't know her. Like, I'm not fucking messaging random ass people. Like, I'm messaging people I talk to.
I do want to learn this. I do want to learn and understand what I'm doing. I had no way meant to fill up her DMs with bullshit.
Yeah.
I did not mean to invade her privacy.
You know what I just realized? This whole segment is just me revealing to people that I'm actually really annoying. And, like, people don't like me. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there's
people are like, that's not relatable. Like,
bullshit.
People respond to me.
I'm sure that everyone relates to Spawn on some level.
And I'm here like, hey, like the post. And they're just like...
And I'm like, what is a post?
But there's the difference. You're doing it because you
I don't know any better. Somebody needs to teach me, and I need to take a class.
These people are doing it because they either don't like me or they're a fucking asshole, low-key. Okay. I mean, again, like, you don't want to respond. That's your prerogative, but I'm going to be like, okay, bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You do take it personally. You take it very personally.
You couldn't have fucking double tapped it, bro? Like, I'm not asking you to respond. I'm just saying, like, a little acknowledgement for me calling you fucking pretty would have been nice.
You got to be careful, too, because I also had a friend think that I didn't respond to them, and she took a picture of her phone, and I took a picture of my phone, and honest to God, I had responded the day before, and she never got that message, but she was hurt because she thought maybe I was ignoring her, and I was not. And it has a timestamp. I was not lying. She's like, I never got that. I'm like, oh my, I felt bad. I was not ignoring her. In fact, I instantly reacted, but she didn't get the message.
Well,
technology is not fail-proof.
Well, the funny part is like one instance of this happening, I messaged this girl, and because I was like, she looked really pretty and everything, and I was like, oh my God, I love your outfit, whatever. And then she just like never responded, and I was like, okay, like, cool, you know, I guess. And then I brought it up to like one of my best friends, and she was like, oh my God, that's funny because this particular girl, who they are friends, was like, oh, she like told me she wanted to hang out, and then she like completely ghosted me, which again tells me maybe she's going through a depressive episode. I don't know. But again, she does shit all the time, so I think she's just like an opportunist.
Aren't we all a little bit?
Of course, but it's like if you have plans with someone, like, bruh.
I have a big problem with you sometimes, though, baby sweetheart.
Baby sweetheart, yeah.
Baby sweetheart. My lovey sweetheart.
Darling.
We prove to each other in our actions, not our words.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say to someone, I want to make an appointment with you, and you don't give them dates, you're saying...
It's not that important.
You're not important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not giving you a solid date and time of, I can't make it that day, but you know when I can do it? Here. Or let me get back to you in a week when I know exactly what's happening next week because I don't have a car or whatever. If you're not giving more of a detailed, yes, I hear what you're saying, I want to make a time with you,
mm-hmm.
you're telling the other person, fuck off.
But what I will say is a lot of what you're referring to is when I'm like, oh, we're going to watch a movie, and then like something else comes up.
No, you tell me I don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, well, you would because you're going to tell me at 10 p.m. tonight we're watching a movie together, then you know. Tell the other person that you can't do it. But what you just said to me is someone else, something better might come along.
I totally get what you're saying. I do totally understand what you're saying. Sometimes I'm just bitch. Like,
yeah,
to be clear.
No, I
like,
get
sometimes
it.
I am.
I love you enough to allow you to do that.
But there are also times where it's like, Mom and I have been watching movies together for 3 days.
And you're done
and then
with
my
it.
boyfriend's like, I haven't fucking seen you in 2 weeks. Can we hang out? And I'm like, Mom, can I hang out with him? And then she's all like, oh, we were supposed to watch A Christmas Story tonight. And I'm like, Mom, I haven't seen my boyfriend in 2... Like, sometimes it's that situation, and you just get a little irritated because it was like, we were supposed to spend time together, and I get it, but it's also like...
I will let you go for TT.
You know what I'm saying?
I will let you go for TT.
There are sometimes you get a little bit irritated, and I'm like, come on, bro.
This message is for Christian, directed
Christian
at you.
Only.
And Christian only. I'm sorry I take up so much of her time because, sweetie, I know you're getting the short end of the stick right now. I understand. You know what? And I'm sorry. I will relent. I will let her go so you can have her sometimes.
Mom's like, we can't watch that 5th murder documentary of the week, you fucker. We were supposed to watch that at 10:30, and here you are playing video games with your boyfriend who you haven't seen in a month.
How are we gonna know what happened to Richard Ramirez? Mom, look it up on fucking Wikipedia.
This story's been out for 30 years!
It's been out for 30 years, Mom. God damn it. Amen. There we are. With all of that said, we're always learning, we're always growing. So if y'all want to help me, hit me up on Insta and teach me how to use it.
Guys, my mom is
the worst.
So bad.
The worst.
I mean this with all love.
The worst.
With all the love, you suck at social media.
I'm so
again,
sorry.
I am bad at social media too, because I just I don't like to be judged. I don't want to post things, like all that kind of stuff.
I'm okay with being judged. I just don't know how to use the software.
Extent, but I know that, even if I were to post a photo and, trying to be cute or posting, you'd be like, what the fuck is that?
At least, yeah, Laura Hopper, I am so sorry. I'm just a dumbass.
Oh my God. But
I'm so sorry.
What?
I felt 18 Shades of Red felt horrible. Like, who the hell do I... She probably thinks I'm trying to befriend her. I wasn't.
Probably.
I was just trying to acknowledge with all the other people with the special needs child that they were, that we were like one group of moms who understood. It wasn't directed at Laura. It was directed at the group of women, and I just did it so wrong. I was just so embarrassed.
But no, you have a chance to do it again.
But that, my ego took a hit that day because I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a moron.
No, you're not. You're literally not.
I'm going to learn it, though.
You're going to learn
I will prevail, but there's, still trying to learn Rosie and how it affects
Mom
my phone.
doesn't really understand the difference between an Instagram story. I mean, you explained it, obviously. You know now.
I know now what it does. I still don't know where the buttons and the functions are. So a lot of times I'll end up in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where I am, and you get mad at me. You're like, Mom, it's right here. It's like, I'm sorry.
I don't get mad. It's just one of those things where you get frustrated, and then you're like, fucking teach me. You know how to do social media. Why can't you just teach me how to do it?
I need to find a class.
Mom, this would take a long time. We need to do it on a separate day. I'm literally, working right now.
I'm going to take a class. After I finish my mental health practitioner course, after I figure out the other things that I'm learning, the new Mac and everything, I will add that to my list of courses.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, my lovelies. Hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking.
Hit us up. Hit my DMs, bro. Hit Angie's DMs so she can learn.
If you do email, at least I'll understand.
Yeah.
I'll know how to respond without accidentally sending you anything inappropriate.
No, everyone go to Angie's page. Blow that shit up. Let her know, the grams.
You hit me.
Hit my line just so she can learn how to use it.
I will learn to be a grandma.
Oh! Peace out, y'all. Bye.
Love you. Bye.